how we live or what we have, but truly brings a reflection into the world that has people feel and experience their inspiration because we're offering ours. This being authentic and having integrity and living inside out means letting go of filters and beliefs and habits that we have long enough to allow our inner or higher or deeper self to show up. This part of us that is and will always be constantly a part of these perceptions and understandings and beliefs that we create all the time. And yet we are creating them every moment. And so what we have thought and what we have felt and what we have done can be shifted by bringing the inspiration of the moment, the creativity, what might show up in our imagination, something we haven't thought of or seen or been able to take into our expression. There's so much to look at when it comes to inspiration. We talked about that at the beginning of the show. It's such a wide open topic. What inspiration can do for us also is awaken our purpose. Purpose is a meaning that is woven into our being and how we show up and who we are, but not to get diverted or distracted to another topic. That's certainly a topic for another show. Purpose is a big one. But we live purposefully and we follow our purpose by allowing our inspiration to carry us there. Well, how do we get in touch with our inspiration? For some, this could be as simple as sitting quietly rather than being active. Stopping, having a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or a cup of water and just relaxing for a few minutes. Some are so busy that's difficult to do. Sometimes it's important just to sit and contemplate maybe one aspect of what's going on in our lives or one way we're experiencing ourselves that we'd like to see different. To meditate, I know that's an interesting word for a lot of people, but meditation is just taking contemplation to a deeper level, sitting quietly and being aware of yourself. No matter what's going on, no matter whether you have thoughts going on, feelings going on, just sitting quietly and watching, paying attention. And you'll notice so much by taking that time to look, to listen, like we were talking about before. The key is stopping long enough to do that. One of the ways that's a beautiful connection that can make a difference, that is truly frequently inspiring, is watching nature. When you see the trees and watch them, obviously not literally, but they grow. As they grow, this oak that was once an acorn, or we see this plant that's bringing a flower forth into the world, the grass that's growing or at different seasons receding so it can walk through its cycles. We have this chance to pay attention to things that can bring us inspiration. Talking with a friend. How often have you had a conversation with someone and they said something that woke up something inside of you that you didn't expect? Angels unaware, as they'll say. Reading a book, listening to talks, listening to a radio show like Just Jim might bring you some inspiration. I certainly hope so. It's meant to. This chance to see something different. So how does that apply to our friendships, our relationships? How does that apply to our families, our work, our purpose? Well, whoever we're being, we get to experience within ourselves. It's like in the room by ourselves, and we get to experience whatever's going on. And so if we're allowing inspiration to move through us, we're more open, uplifted, inspired. As we show up in our friendships, we're able to bring that to it. Our friendships, our relationships, or even our families, everywhere we go and everything we do will be filled with what we're reflecting from within us. And if we're inspired and uplifted, if we're open, if we're clear, if we're bringing our true nature, our integrity, and our authenticity into what we're doing, we're going to be reflecting that. These aspects of ourselves that create joy, that create peace, that create openness, acceptance, compassion. These pieces of the puzzle that allow us to experience ourselves more fully. And as we engage in our lives in these areas like friendship and relationship and family, we can bring our heart and soul to it. We can bring that inspiration into it. When we take this to a deeper level, a more universal level, we can see that inspiration is awakening our spirit within. This is described in many different ways. God's source spirit. We can be a direct reflection and representation of the expression of whatever we're connected to and believe in moving through us. That's our deepest, our highest, our truest. So it's important to allow ourselves to trust who we know we are, believe what we do, open and allow for it to move through us, and try not to get caught up in all the activities of your days, the distractions and circumstances and situations, rather than them having you being in the flow of inspiration every day. In every word, every gesture, every interaction, every encounter that you have, bring your highest, your deepest, your innermost, your inspiration, your connection to what you trust and believe in into your life, and see how that shifts and make a difference. I'm the pastor at Sarasota Center of Light, and although I'm Reverend Jim, I like to be called Just Jim, especially here on the radio show. And at the center, we do so many things to create a sanctuary within which people can find their inspiration, find their truth, find their path, and live it. A supportive, loving, caring, embracing kind of a fellowship and spiritual family and community that really a big part of our purpose is to hold a space for people to find their inspiration, their spirit within, to feel it and let it flow and come into their lives so that they can live differently, share it with one another, and then bring it into the world to make a difference. Like I'm getting the opportunity to do today, like I do when I teach every week and do services at Sarasota Center of Light. We have services on Sunday morning, Sunday evening, Wednesday evening, classes almost every day, events that go on. We just celebrated 70 years in Sarasota, so it is a wonderful place to be able to find and experience your inspiration. Hopefully, what I've been able to share with you today has also brought that to you in your life. That's what we're all about. If you're wanting to know a little bit more about inspiration, about Sarasota Center of Light, about what we offer and who we are, don't hesitate to go to sarasotacenteroflight.com. Our calendar's there, a lot of information about who we are. You're certainly welcome to contact me directly at revjim@gmail.com. revjimtoole@gmail.com. Email at me at any time that you'd like. I'm happy to answer your questions or give you any input that I possibly can to support you. And speaking of questions, if you find yourself with a question, don't hesitate to send it to me. We'll answer it on a show, or I'll respond to you and let you know at least my view of it. Maybe that'll help. I really appreciate you joining us and being here today with us. Continue to listen to the shows that we have weekly. We're here to be there for you, to make a difference in your life. God bless, and have an amazing day.